Real fast. Um, mm, I think it's a 30. That, everybody hear me. So I don't know what to do today. Forgotten.
Welcome all back to the old school. It is time to get into some fall tillage. Let's roll.
Like what are? Oh my God, it's laggy.
Dropped off the grid.
Why is it
Pretty
laggy?
big news that has happened on the farm. For starters, we have completely finished all of our basic tillage with the Ford cultivator, but I'm currently at a roadblock where I do not have enough room to store all the equipment. You can see the corn header for the new Ford sitting outside. Not what you want to be doing. But on a good note, I got something to show you in the shed. I brought up the issue last episode that I'm having a problem with my tractor setup. If we buy a tractor that has the power to get the machines we need forward, we're going to be dumping so much money into a whole other tractor that I have no place to put. And here's my solution. As much as I technically didn't want to, the A4T now has a set of row crop wheels. These Firestones are far from new, but what does that mean for the Oliver? If the Moline's set up to do everything, this thing's the most fuel-efficient tractor we own. That's where we bring in part two. Thanks to Big Iron Auction, we picked up another Moline, more specifically, a G1355, just over $4,000, and we were able to secure it for $10,500. So this will be our new intermediate tractor at 147 PTO horsepower to separate the gap between the bigger Moline and the Oliver 55. And I need to go get that pit food and bring back our first set of anhydrous tanks. So let's head on up and keep on rolling. I hope everybody here is having a fantastic day, and Old School is one of my favorites. I brought this up in one of my Chronicle shorts, but there is a possibility that the Old School, and really only the Old School, will also be joining the Nebraska timeline. That is, it is calendar-based. Everything is done at the same time actual agriculture is completed. Nebraska is set to launch in mid-April, and this series is lining up at the exact same time frame of spring work. But I'll leave that up to you guys. Do we put Old School back on the real-time calendar like Nebraska, the way it was in 22, or do we keep it the way it is? It kind of keeps cycling every other episode. It's kind of like a new season. If you do like the Old School, want to continue to support seeing more episodes, you gotta let me know by heading down below, smash that like button, possibly subscribing. Since I got back from my vacation, I did take some time to upgrade some of these systems that were kind of outdated and didn't really help us push any content. Got a slight discount for buying in full. And I'm sad to say, but we're just going to have to run with the MH3 application. I asked you guys last time if we should do the cover crop of the oilseed radish or something like winter wheat, rye, whatever it might be. But since we're in November, I have since crossed that window, and now we just can only do the anhydrous. My wife sadly will not be joining me on this episode of Old School, but hopefully on our upcoming homeowners, she should be doing cameo. Just kind of depends on scheduling. All right, piggies, bon appetit. Betty, you're kind of blocking the trough. Fine, be that way. With the new set of wheels, we are sitting a bit higher. I think the look of this tractor was significantly
Det blir
increased.
teoretisk
I
med
did try messing
nämligen.
with the fuel school on the tractor. I don't think we're going to be able to make this thing any more fuel efficient, but I feel like it's worth a try. Look at that. Look at the usage meter. 250 liters an hour? That is insane. Our toolbar rental will be included in the price of filling our tank. The Scout is already aware that I'm on the road. This does have the swing seat. The side dresser is probably a little cheap. If they have one of those. Southbound tank. Yeah. Sorry about the money. I had to fix the fill pipe on this tank. This map's had a problem with the NH3 since it was never originally set up. Ashton Corners is a very good map by MRG for those of you wondering. But I think I have an early beta version. Let's get this built back up and this will be our build. So it's a lot more in real life, but I'm going to roll with it. Farmers wish that a tank at Anheuser's only cost $400. With the rental of the toolbar, mind you that. Plot 13,
Okay, guys.
with the crop rotation, that puts 10, 9, 15, and 30 is the beans, the rest are corn. So let's get our line set up. Yes, this stuff can be dangerous. If you have no idea what you're doing, please get a hold of somebody that does. And I know the Hilbert brothers, they've done engineering now for 2 or 3 years, but whatever they have, I have not been out in the fields to help them. All I can tell you is that when you're working on NH3, you need to be careful, have a respirator on, safety equipment, you name it, you probably have to use it. I've never been sealed in this job, I've not been sealing foundation. It's true because the amount of time we're going to be using it, I don't see us needing to refit a tractor. Don't try to stand in the comment section, probably do a roadblock focus, but for anybody that applies nitrogen to your ground, do you do it with the side dressing, or do you do it with NH3, cover crop? How does that work in your family's farm? I have heard from Grant that he does a 50-50 application, does some in the fall, some in the summer. I just don't know any of this, but I feel like really making strides to really understand the concept of what's going on. So to put our money where our mouth is, let's double check if this isn't actually doing anything for our fertilizer.
Verdad.
Well, not show nitrogen being added on this hill. I plant the crop and then the toolbar would know what crop it's doing to apply the right amount of fertilizer. So what I'm doing right now is just getting the ground cultivated and applying the anhydrous, but because it's listed as a fertilizer, it doesn't know what crops in the ground. At least I'm only out $400 and not 4,000. It kind of stinks, but I think I understand why it's not working. This might be a great excuse to break out the Fast Ag side dresser that is also out of the co-op. We can use that in the summertime. But I also have my Shepherd sprayer. I know my buddy Benny wants me to use his new, I don't know what brand it is, it's an old school sprayer. But I don't know if that's going to be done in time for the spring season, or for summer season when we go to spray. Our new Minneapolis is going to be the one that we use on the planter. But once we decide to get a bigger 16-load, that is when we'll switch this tractor over to be running the planter. Right now, the Oliver will be our planter tractor, but I'm going to save that so we can possibly get back into the alfalfa and hay industry. I've yet to pay my cash rent for the year. I can't remember exactly what that total is. I'll have to look back in the video. But I'm also still trying to budget in that grain bin setup that I want to put behind my red shed. There is a 3-bin side setup I can get for $100,000 that also includes a dryer. I don't think I'm going to be able to afford that, but if I'm going to get maybe if I choose between putting the house out on the land and a bin site that I can just use to make more money in a shorter time frame, I might go with the bin site over the house because I still have my little condo renting apartment in the city. At some point, I'm going to need to empty out the dryer and get another load of wet corn in. But the problem is not having a place to store grain still shows up. I got anywhere to put it. So maybe we sell some of the corn to try and get a bin on the farm, and then the rest we could save for the dry corn and get a proper site that everything is all built into one. Oh, snap. You know what I just thought about? We could do some pH balancing with lime. But that'd be a great way to break out the new mold. What is our acidicness of the soil? Playing anywhere from 5 3/4 to 7. These aren't bad. I rented this stuff from everything else, so they probably did some work before me. I plan to hit plots 1, 19, 18, and the whole plot 13. That way we can set Daryl up on the toolbar for he can keep rolling, and I can run up with the new mold and get a scrub. Now, unlike the Oliver, this tractor goes the traditional 19. It took me a nominal leg, but I think he's on his way. Now watch out down there, bud. We do not need to get sideswiped with the anhydrous tank. That thing didn't even look. Wow! I don't remember how much this stuff costs per ton. Hopefully it's about the same price tag as our anhydrous endeavor. That'd be nice. $283 for 5.5 tons. That doesn't seem terrible, but we'll find out how fast this thing spreads it again. I'm pretty sure this spreader spreads real quick. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you. Well, apparently the AI is having a mental breakdown, so we will not be getting to use Daryl. I did unfold the spreader. Oh, I thought I did. What's really nice about these new fertilizer spreaders is that they have automatic application rates, so you're not overusing or underusing material. I'm not putting much down at all, which saves me a lot on the bill. And by the way my data looks anyway, we're making at least some progress towards getting everything balanced. But I will probably want to run the disc over all of this to fill that lime into the soil. So maybe once we're done spreading lime, we'll set this tractor on the B disc so we can continue finishing anhydrous with the big boy. You know what? I got a better idea. I will finish the anhydrous so we can set the spreader on top. And then I will just go hook this to the 210 Ford and put Daryl in the spreader. That way you know we can get some help. I just have to do a little bit of the hard work first. Have you guys let me know in the comment section which one of these two Molines look better. That's up with the row crops on this tractor. It looks significantly better than it used to. Even though I really like the rear wheel set, this one's meaner. Ooh, maybe this thing is getting close to empty. If I remember to call Sapros to test out my new fuel tank at the farmstead, there's all of our NH3 work. I should get some credit back for what's left in the tank. But it's probably only worth $50, so I might just put it on my account so that way we can have it for next time. I'd have to be an idiot to not send this thing back to me, so we'll drag out the pressure washer, get it cleaned off. Back to the farmstead, let's see how much corn is dry. All of it. Perfect. How much is that even worth? I'll wait 3 months. There's no way I'm selling $4 grand for what I can get $6.5. I'm not in dire need, but I gotta find a place to store this stuff so that way I can take it in. All right, Andy, do your stuff. Absolutely. I'll drop this back off at the co-op. We'll see you guys back at the farmstead, or possibly getting the lime splitter going. I'll figure out which one comes first. So how many gallons do I have left in this tank? 700? I'm trying to get rid of what's in this so I could just sell it for scrap metal, and then I could just start using that one. Dale gave me a ring that he is currently starting on the plot just beside him. So I'm going to fill up the plot that I originally started spreading on. So it's got to start going in a circle. This has got to be one of the coolest farm setups that I've ever had for the old school. Because I don't think I've ever had this much diversity in the equipment selection. At least in a color palette. There we go. Okay. You ain't going to find anything in there, buddy.
Oh. Jaman-jaman sebanyak. Jaman-jaman sebanyak. Corra bem, rapaz. Corra, mano. Corra bem, rapaz. Corri, burruin kanin, corrim, corrim, bing, Guys, I'm gonna be still stuck with Hanzo for many years. So, I was gonna get a computer, but I don't think I can. Yeah, can't. So. And I decided to learn to trade. Go la bebala. Oh. Hold on, guys. Don't everything if I did. Hold on. I'll be right back. Took Kevin on a merry Christmas, took Kevin on a merry Christmas, took Kevin on a merry Christmas, and a half inch over. Took Kevin. 6, 7. Hey, 6, 7. I'll come back, Peter. Or take me. Take time, we parents I'm gonna have to do because of the bullet. Yeah, I know summer gonna be bad this year. Summer bad to play. We're gonna get test available real quick. Okay. I'm gonna get the printer back on. Tippy, I'm not gonna take one. You're up to be people. Four people? We were up to 3 people, now it's up to 4 people. 6, 7. It's not bad. I didn't take good bath tonight. We got 4 hours of sleep. And you have to start as possible back in the world. Double bean, double green, double green, green. Sing, bing, 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 bing.
Strictly, can you come and help me, please? No, I'm wiggling the steering wheel, but not the tag. Um, there's right? And you have to wiggle your steering. And I'm not gonna good answer. Yeah, we're gonna have to ask somebody to get what a lovely day to be. Carefully distant. So who can tell me what's wrong with this picture? Yep, this trailer's got a broken leaf spring. I depend on this trailer for work. Let's get in for a nice week. First thing I did was get it all off the ground with my jack stand under water. Then I took both vehicles. At first I was thinking it was replaced the leaf spring. This trailer is over 25 years old and it's scheduled for smoke for both ground. So I'm going to replace the axle cable. Next I needed to remove the four bolts between the suspension and the frame. But they wouldn't budge. I was surprised, even with a sound engine back. Finally I got out my grinder and key and the heads right off the bolt. Now I had another leak. The motor was running through. So I grabbed my SBS hammer drill with a 4-inch bit and turned the chassis. It forced the bolts right through the rubber plate. Well, you gotta just shoot to light the leak pass on suspension. I'll give you a real good deal. We're gonna completely rebuild this trailer suspension. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Whip up this part. If you're smart. Say that I came from daddy's money and I had a really big head start in life. So today I'm going to show you the luxurious lifestyle that I came from and how I got to where I'm at today. So I lived in Indiana and this is my mansion. Half bedroom, no bathroom, beachfront property. I do. This is my luxurious.
Put my life into pieces. Just to the doors. Oh, somebody get that around. Let the bird forever. I think.